Shan. Hey, Kevin, Julie, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Are you having a great Tuesday? Guys, I feel so good today. I don't know if any of you got to see my healing. Hi, Heather. I don't know if any of you guys see my healing journey. I was in a hyperbaric chamber yesterday and I feel good today. Like real good. I'm excited. Hi, Brooke.
Amazing.
Hi, Tony. How are you doing? Welcome, guys. We have so much exciting coming up, guys. Swag. Sunny's here. She's got a new horse trailer in Weatherford, so she got to come see me. Hi, Kaylee. I can't, and I have a little bit of blurry vision, so I can't, if I don't call your name, it's because I can't see. But yeah, so we have swag that's about to be released, guys. We're so excited. Like, we have so much going on the back end that we're so excited to share. Lori Roth won't be able to make it today because she is working on those things, preparing for launch. So hi, Brooke. Give Monroe my loves because you know I love Brooke. Good. Hanging in there's good. Hi, Christine. So yeah, we're really, really excited. What do you guys think of our hats? What do you guys think?
I love them.
Aren't they cute?
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to kick it off to Leanna Ray and let her start speaking.
Yes, and today we want today to be conversational because I recorded or I did a live. It was my first time to do a live on Facebook, so it was very different.
You did so good.
Thanks. Well, it was like a small conversation, and the reason why we do small conversations throughout the week is because our brain and our nervous system learns through rhythm, repetition, and doses of connection woven throughout. All right, my connection says it's unstable. Can you still hear me and see me?
Yeah, we
Somebody?
can
Okay,
see and
perfect.
hear you.
All right,
Perfect.
so I'm not gonna pay attention if something freezes then. So again, our nervous system, which is the driver to a lot of our thoughts, 80% of information that we process in the world comes through our nervous system up to our right brain, over to our left. And we receive about, I think it's like 11 billion bits of sensory data constantly is coming through. Our visual system, our auditory system, our proprioception in terms of how our body is organized. And so when we have phrases like, boy, that person needs to what? Come to their senses. That phrase is a time-tested phrase. However, there's a lot of neuroscience behind that phrase because when we talk about coming to our senses, what we know through neuroscience is that because we live, whether it's through stress or challenges or there are new experiences in life, that stress, unprocessed, begins to dull the senses. Stress, unprocessed, begins to dull the senses. It's really important to understand that because the moment our senses become dull, then we have this, man, I was just really checked out today. And I'm going to say, when I hear that phrase, I'm going to begin to ask, not necessarily at first, what thinking pattern needs to change, although that's going to be important. I'm going to begin to ask questions as to what senses have begun to go quiet. Does that make sense? And so that is why, and the reason why I understand this principle in such a big way is through the work I did with children who had learning challenges. They're neurodivergent. Their brain actually learned different than the traditional classroom. They learned through movement. And what does the traditional classroom have us do?
Sit and be quiet. Sit, get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunny knows it because Sunny's an
You got
educator.
teacher lady. I don't know if we're on mute or not. Yeah, sit and be quiet. Shut your mouth is essentially. Uh-oh, do we use Leanne? She gone? She back? Gone or back?
We don't know where she went.
My connection is,
Oh,
There
there
you
you
is.
are.
yeah, Kate,
Nope. Now you're gone. There you is.
sorry. I'm not meaning to destabilize y'all's sensory system today, trust me.
You're just making sure we're
There,
awake.
there she is visually. Now she's gone. Okay, so sorry about that.
That resonates with how I feel lately.
Right? I'm like, where did she go? Yeah. So that's the thing, Sunny, right? That the traditional school settings, it's you have to be still, you have to stay in your seat. Here's the challenge with that. If you have a child who learns through movement, we have what we did is we locked in their pelvis. They start cutting information off from their feet because they're requiring them to really just like focus. The eyes have to get really intense and focus in. They're really having to pay attention to what the teacher is saying auditorily, right? And so they hyper focus on a couple of sensory pathways, and then we lose contact and context for other parts of our brain and our body. Which is why when we began to work with a child's nervous system, and the very first thing we would do, and I encourage everybody to do this throughout the day because it's a good sensory, like nervous system break, is to cross the midline of your body. So the midline of your body separates you left to right. Okay. Anytime we cross the midline of the body, it's literally, we can just do, if we're sitting like this, it's doing this and rotating the spine and letting the eyes look all kinds of different places. Okay. So here's what happens, right? If the spine is rigid, so will my thoughts. If the pelvis gets rigid, so will my thoughts. So as you begin to cross the midline of your body, and trust me, one of the key things we did as an assessment is we would do this movement here and ask the child to just mimic what I was doing. And this is what they would do.
Interesting.
They had a harder time crossing the midline of their body. What that tells us is that information is not flowing as smoothly across both sides of the hemisphere as it needs to be.
Is that
That's
where
an
they
important.
do, Leanna, do like the balance, like cutter? And we've talked a lot
Yes.
about my son Cutter. My son Cutter has a very, very hard time sitting still. And because of
Yeah.
Leanna and what she's taught, like she talked about his brain and how things aren't firing, where they gave him
Yeah.
that the ball to sit on and the
Mhm.
board and things in his
Oh
hand
yeah.
for school.
Yes. Yes. Because your nervous system, if it loses access, I'm going to say this, if the senses begin to dull, right? We're going to get into more fixated, rigid thinking. And so when we talk about taking care of the root of things, yes, and we'll talk a little bit about, we understand through our conversations that language shapes our experiences, but that language is typically heavily influenced by the state of our nervous system. So if I'm in a sympathetic state of my nervous system, there's going to be urgency. I have to fix this. What am I going to do? Fast speech, pressured speech. Can y'all feel that sympathetic energy? And the moment there is a sense of urgency, the reason why we want to begin to attend to that sense of urgency is because urgency creates stiffness and it begins to bind you up through your posture. If we are in dorsal, right? If that dorsal shutdown, and I have a beautiful graphic here that we'll put up. But if you're in dorsal shutdown, it's why try? I have no energy. I just want to go to sleep because everything feels too overwhelming. And so that's low energy. That's going to be the slumped posture, the very still posture of, right? Dorsal just goes, well, you guys know who Eeyore is, right? It's very collapsed internally. Sympathetic is going to be like this. But in sympathetic and in dorsal, we have to meet those two states differently. Does that make sense? This is why it's important to begin to understand. I have to know, first of all, what's the state of my nervous system so I can best direct and cultivate the conversation that's needed there.
Either bring
Now,
it
the
up
movement
or
I
bring
just
it
showed
down.
you guys. Yes. Yes. Yep. If I'm up here, right, high sympathetic, then that's where I need to slow some things down very intentionally. So I might do that cross lateral movement, but I actually might slow that movement down while still ensuring that information is going between both sides of my hemisphere. Because when we're caught in stress, we lose access to here and we start sending too much energy here in our fight, flight, freeze, or collapse. So we use movement to begin to restore communication pathways between the hemispheres of the brain. And that's not done through our thoughts, it's done through movement. It's powerful, right? It's understanding and beginning to expand our vocabulary of movement. One of those things I was talking with Sunny the other day is that I have noticed that as my mom has aged, her thoughts are much more sympathetic. What if this happens? What if that happens? I mean, it's pressured. It's very really concerned about safety, but this is what makes sense. As she is aging, she's 88, she is afraid of falling. But
And
what I've noticed, right? And
yeah,
Sunny, I want you
because
to
my
that.
mom doesn't drive or can't drive legally anymore. And so
Mhm.
every time I leave home, you're going by yourself. Where are you going? Why,
Yes.
that's too far. I mean, she's always, that makes sense now.
Yes, because she is seen through the lens of protection. Her sympathetic nervous system, right, is activated. And so that pressure is going to come out on you, Sonny. That pressure from my mom is going to come out on me. Are you sure the boys are okay? Have you checked this? Have you done this? And I'm like, wow, right? So the reason why I'm saying that is because her body, as it has aged, has lost the language of movement. It has gotten more rigid. It has gotten more unstable
Yep.
through her posture. But look what it is affecting. It's affecting how she's thinking.
Right. Because she's in a wheelchair or a walker. She can use
Right.
both.
Yes. Right. And so one of those things is that even though her physical body might be compromised, right? What we then want to do is go in through our other senses and begin to support her nervous system.
That makes
She
sense.
loves to sit out and she loves to listen to the birds. And the most innate wisdom is in that because when we can hear birds, the nervous system actually senses that as safety.
I love that. I love hearing birds.
Yeah,
It like warms my insides so much. Like the smell of a sweaty horse, right? Just
the
something,
smell. Yes.
man. Yeah, I
Hmm.
love it. That's so good.
And so that piece of it is for her, that signals safety to her nervous system. So when she goes into that place of overthinking, I have to then, what I do is I begin to shift our position. We go outside and I have her listen to the birds. And this
Oh,
is what I'm beginning to, we're being more educated through our conversations, right? Is
yes.
that we have to begin to know the state we can begin to direct and cultivate the healing conversation that needs to happen. Says my connection's unstable. If I pop off, I'll pop back on.
Oh, you're like popcorn.
Yep. Yes.
Um,
Pop in,
what
pop
did
out.
Brooke say?
But that piece of it, yes, go ahead.
So Brooke, do you mind? Can you unmute Brooke? We really, our goal, guys, is to let you guys speak. We want to hear your voices and what's going on with you because as Leanna says, we heal and grow through community. So the more we can
In
hear you
conversation.
guys speak, the more Leanna can help us with very specific things as well, because everyone has something different going on, right? So Brooke, are you
Yeah,
at a place that, so
yeah,
can
I can. So it's silly, but basically, and I kind of told Leanna like I was kind of stuck in this like freeze and like mental shutdown yesterday because I had a lot of anxiety because I couldn't find a piece of leather, a piece of leather, and I usually when I get that anxious and wound up and just shut down, I like go in complete shutdown. I'm in my room on my bed, doom scrolling. Like I'm done. And I just kept thinking about the movement that Lana's been talking about. So I was like, well, just get up and go out and walk and do something. And so like instead of being completely shut down all day, I kept forcing myself like get up and move. And eventually I found the piece of leather.
Oh.
My anxiety cleared up. But it was nice that I didn't just completely shut down until my husband got home because that's typically what happens. It's something like that where I just end up getting completely derailed. I'll shut down. I'm on my bed in my room. Don't want nothing to do with the kids. Nothing like I'm done for. I'm done so. And I have a sick kid.
oh, well,
But
prayers for your
I was
kid.
just the thing about the movement and stuff.
Yeah.
It just like because if I hadn't kept making myself get up and move and trying to get out of that state, I wouldn't have found the piece of leather, and I probably would have rode my horse last night or nothing.
Oh,
So,
that's
Oh, so can I tell you what I love about that? And this is the next principle, and we'll continue to unpack these principles in a deeper way. But this principle is really important. We do not typically repattern our historical nervous system responses through big dramatic cathartic ways. The cathartic things can give us insight and awareness, but the repatterning comes through those smaller experiences of where the nervous system or however I'm relating to this is not bigger than me.
You know what that reminds me of,
Can
Leanna, is
everyone still hear me? Because it froze on my.
yeah, we gotcha.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, Leanna, the other day I went into the hyperbaric chamber the first time I had a panic attack or was headed, wait, let me rephrase that. I was heading that direction
Yes.
and got myself grounded through Leanna's techniques. And I
Right.
set my booty in there for 1 full hour, guys. And then I did it again yesterday and it was wonderful. But one thing Leanna said, because I had another friend and she means so well, but she's like, well, Ashley, don't do it again then. Like, don't do it again. Don't get yourself in a panic like that. But Leanna, you said something profound to me. What is it you said about what I was teaching my nervous system if I didn't go back? Oh, did we lose her? Dang it. Dang it.
She'll be back.
Where'd she go?
I'll ad lib for.
Is that kind of like training dogs and training horses in a way? Because, or even kids when they get super scared, and then you don't let it make them do it, and then they never do it again. Like my partner's dad, the other day I found out he won't eat watermelon because when he was a child, 70 years ago, he ate too much watermelon and made himself sick.
Oh.
And
Well,
so,
and it's so
go ahead.
yeah, it's so true. So like with horses and animals, right? And it's also like they're smart, right? They know like when you let them get away with something, they're gonna get away with it. You know? And a lot of the time I've noticed with me with these fillies, some of the crap is out of my own fear. Because I don't feel good. So I'm a little like, and they feel that. They're like, all right, well, I'm just gonna bully her because she's acting weird and she's being strange and right. Do you mind repeating that for Leanna when she comes in? Because I know she would love to hear that.
No, I've had lots of dogs, and they do they mind me because it's like, I'm not messing with you. My energy is, I am not messing with you. And my nervous system, I mean, I can't approach it. I'm not messing with you, but I can approach it like, okay, hey, cool, we're here and this sucks. Sorry, but we're gonna do it again.
But we're doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's what's so beautiful about what Leanna teaches you guys is it works with like there was something the other day I was like, Leanna, Daniel, she doing that on her corgis over there because I mean, there's many of us that have had the pleasure of seeing Leanna work on the horse and bring tissues because it's powerful. They just, and all animals are so sensitive, right? So yeah, this all goes hand in hand with any animal, your animals, your kids, all the things for sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Leanna is back with us.
Can you hear us, Leanna?
Very much so.
And it's so good to hear from you, Christine.
I'm back.
You're
I can. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Christine was just speaking about her dog, Leanna.
Well, I was talking about my dog. I don't know if you heard, I was talking about my partner's dad, who I think this relates to when he was a child, he ate too much watermelon, and now as a grown older person will not eat watermelon because of that experience back then. He never got back on the horse per se again. Is that similar to the nervous
Yes.
system, little bits at a
Yes. And little bits at a time. That's exactly it, Christine. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know how long I'll be
There
on.
you are. You're back.
Yeah, I'll record something that kind of talks about this conversation so it's all one cohesive piece, but that's exactly it. It is in the small moments of meeting that challenge in a regulated way that builds the capacity for our nervous system to trust that I can meet that without collapsing or going overly sympathetic. And even if I do begin to touch into collapse or touch into sympathetic, I know how to bring myself back. That's the key. I know how to bring myself back. That's where the capacity to build trust is. And even in the language, and it's how we language that, right? Because our language can lead us to that dorsal shutdown, which is, I always mess up. I can never get this right. Now, that for sure is language that's going to activate and trigger a state within us. And instead, what we say is that I'm learning new ways to be with this experience. My window of tolerance is expanding. So, of course, I'm going to be, I'll get it in some moments and I won't get it in others because I'm expanding my window of tolerance. I'm expanding my capacity to move differently with things. So, that language is it's much more open, it's much more fluid than the I can't do this, I am this, I never, right? That's very rigid language, but that language is going to carry with it a response from our body and our nervous system. So that's why if that language does come in, because we're human beings and we're not meant to be perfect all the time, we're human beings. It's that if that language does come in, what we do is we allow one part of our body to soften, whether it's the allowing your weight to come into your feet, feeling more of your weight into your pelvis, making sure that the spine with your breath can soften in some places. It's just making sure that we don't allow just that thought to keep hanging out there. We want to meet that thought with our posture, with a more expansive language, so that that thought can be actually taken care of and not shunned or criticized or pushed aside, right? And so, because there's that whole philosophy of what we resist persists. And Kevin, you had said earlier in that, which you were taught as far as like in the military and hunting, is that when birds are quiet, that is when there's danger. So part of that study and understanding that hearing nature, what that gives our nervous system, seeing the colors in nature, seeing the layers of nature. When we get overly stressed or stuck on stress mode, it's interesting. Again, remember, we begin to lose our peripheral vision. When we're in stress mode, we begin to lose definition. Things become, we have that phrase, everything became a blur. Gosh, things were happening so fast, everything became a blur. What that tells us is that the visual system has lost access to the capacity to see the layers, the texture, the depth. And what's one thing we definitely need if you're going to run barrels? We need depth perception.
And
But
I
if we
think
don't, yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Yes.
Leanna, you've watched me through my whole journey, and like I would get nervous even hooking up the trailer to now I have gone from that to let's roll. And I am so confident in so many different situations
Right.
because I've slowly gone through every bit of what you've taught and I've learned it. And my language has changed. And I
Yes.
can feel if I feel myself getting anxious, I know how to bring myself right back down. I see
Yes.
the horse get anxious, I can bring her down. And
Mhm.
so yeah, it's been quite a journey. And from well, you've known me since Dot and I since our beginning. And so it's
Oh,
been
yeah.
pretty amazing.
Oh, it's beautiful. And even notice, Sunny, when you were talking about anxiety, your body went up.
Mhm.
Mm.
It was interesting. And when you were like, and when we go up, now I know how to bring it down. See
That's
what,
Yeah.
so
like,
good.
even, so y'all could see even in her body language. And this is body language on a whole different level, by the way, than traditional body. That was just noticing that the energy went up. And so as we track and map energy, it's not that we need to be fixed, it's that we know the other part of the conversation that needs to come in. If I go up, I want to ground into so that that sense of movement has a place to organize around. You know, Julie, and one of the most powerful conversations I remember having with Julie and her horse, that was an aha moment for her, was that when people would lunge horses, and one of the things that was a reflection in our conversation was mindless movement doesn't teach anything.
Mm. So
And
true.
in education, mindless worksheets don't teach anything either. And there's a book that says worksheets won't grow new dendrites. And she did a lot, this educator did a lot of research as to um, that just giving a child a worksheet to just complete over something they didn't even understand to begin with actually did more damage and more harm. And so again, it's about, for Julie, it was about that understanding of restoring intentional movement that brought a sense of coherence between the brain and the body and how we began to learn. And so I want to go back and reiterate that on the live on Sunday, what I wanted to express is that there's trauma, there is burnout. There is just going through seasons of life where our stress levels are just really high. And the fact of the matter is, the brain goes, whether you call it trauma or burnout or transition, or I'm just trying to be more in my flow state for peak performance, the answer is going to come down to this pivotal conversation of how is the brain and the body moving together so that we can ensure that information begins to flow through the nervous system up to the right brain and make its way over to the left so that I am in a state of learning and receptivity. See, those are two key things. If we want intuition to increase, our capacity to be intuitive and creative, what we need to make sure is that the nervous system is in a state of openness, receptivity, a sense of ground, so that it gives access to both sides of the hemisphere to process the information that's about to come its way.
So good, Leanna.
Yeah. So
Hey,
yeah,
sorry, Leanna. I was gonna see if Tony could
that's where I'm going
unmute.
to land this conversation today.
Can we bring Tony on?
I'm here. Hey, I'm here.
Tony, tell us, we saw your comment. I really wasn't sure until that day how much my horses actually did trust me.
Well, I was headed to the horseshoer. I would unmute, but I a total wreck. Or I would undo my screen, but like, yeah. Anyway, it's one of those I haven't even brushed my hair days.
I love those
Anyway,
days.
I was headed to the horseshoer and we'd had a bunch of rain. And I had to turn down a county road that I didn't normally go down to get to my horseshoer. And I undershot my corner and almost tipped my trailer over in the ditch.
Oh my
And my trailer's a side load, so I couldn't get him out of the trailer. And like, I mean, it was off in the ditch backwards almost. And they were, standing, trying to scramble to stay upright. And they stayed in the trailer for over 2 hours before I had to get a wrecker to pull the truck out. It was a horrible mess. But if I left the trailer, they would panic. And so I had to stay at the trailer door at the windows, either front or back, and be there with them and talk to them, especially my paint mare. The other mare, not so much, but the paint mare for sure. And she's always in flight mode, always, always. And so finally got to the horseshoer, and I expected when they got out that they would just shoot out of there like nobody's business. And
Yeah.
they backed out calm. We got done with the horseshoer. They loaded right back up. I mean, they didn't even hesitate to load back up. So just that knowing now my emotional state, I don't know how I kept them calm because I didn't know whether to throw up, pass out, scream, cry. I didn't know what to do, but I kept it together for them. And so at that point, I mean, that really meant a lot to me. I really knew that the things I've been working with were affecting them. Because in that situation, they literally could have panicked standing in that trailer for,
Yeah.
2 hours, not
That's
being
incredible.
able to keep their balance and everything else. So
And
yeah,
be stuck, right? Like they're stuck and us
yeah,
humans
they
are
could,
putting us in the trailer, so they have every right to be mad at us, right?
right, right.
So that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
What an
and
inspiration.
yeah, and on another note, this paint mare, Leanna might remember, and I know Sunny does. I could never tire at my tie racks on the mats, and within the last month, she will stand there on the tie rack on those mats now, and she never would. I can saddle her at the tie rack. I can do, she's still watchy, but she doesn't threaten to pull back. She doesn't. I mean, she stands regulated. She looks and chews, and so I know that, sometimes I don't feel regulated, but I know I'm more regulated than I was because it's working for them.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted, Tony, that was brilliantly said. It's interesting because I also want to always be careful to make sure that regulation isn't always the goal, or being calm is definitely not the goal. It's that we are always going to carry, it's a spectrum of dysregulation, right? We just want to know how to meet that moment, just even being able to name it in that moment of this is an intense situation and I'm highly dysregulated. Guess what? That alone brings in more regulation, period. Because there are certain situations that are actually going to dysregulate us, as it should, but it's in how we meet it.
Yeah.
Bring oxygen back here to the frontal lobe. The act of naming begins to decrease the amount of energy sent to our amygdala, which is like the feelings part of the brain. And so it's, again, I want to make sure that we project or that we need to be regulated all the time because that's not the human experience. The piece of the we want to add to the conversation.
No,
Uh-oh. No.
yeah.
Come back.
Oh, pretty
Come
horses.
back. So anyway, it's been a long process, but it's working. And the fact is, I have not been able to ride since January, since I had shoulder surgery. So I've been working a lot more on the ground with them. And so I think that's been a blessing because I don't think before I took the time to do just being with them. It seemed like I was always in a hurry to ride and do those things that I felt like I had to. And so
Yes.
that's huge. You don't have to always ride them. Yes.
Sunny told me that with me being sick.
Yeah.
She's like, Ashley, go love on Tom Ben.
Yes.
Go give him a
Yes.
hug. Go lay on him bareback. And I was like, oh my gosh, hello, why didn't I think about that? Right.
Yeah, right.
And
I
it's
think
what
that's been,
Christina says, Tony, too, is what, part of what you're describing, how she talked about for everybody is like slowing down when we brush our teeth.
mm-hmm,
Like, why are we always in a rush?
right.
Like, and being aware and slowing down when you wash your face or body or whatever you're always doing so fast, right? Like
Yeah.
slowing those things down, being more present. And it's very interesting when you start catching yourself doing those things, right? You're like, dang,
Yeah.
I'm a hustler at the teeth brushing thing,
Right.
But we want
You'd
our
be a-
kids to do it correctly, but I'm over there like probably not doing it so correctly.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Uh,
But thank you. Because it wouldn't have
Powerful.
happened without this group. I don't even know a year ago if I'd have been in this situation, what would have happened. I mean, I was stressed beyond. If they had been not been in the trailer, if I could have gotten them out, it wouldn't have been so bad. But it was, and yeah, it just could have been a
Well,
lot worse. And
what a
I
powerful testimonial, though, Tony, of helping the next cowgirl or next person that's in a bind like that of any sort of vehicle thing. And I love how Leanna said, like, it's okay to be panicking and how we can come back to some sort of regulation, acknowledging that we're panicking.
yeah,
right? Like we don't have to ignore how we're feeling.
Right.
And then,
Right.
Tony, their next stressful situation, you'll be able to help yourself or help somebody else in that situation, calm them down. Okay, let's think through this. Well, what do we need to do?
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And then I have my husband on the phone going, okay, how did you get in this situation? Why are we doing this? What did you do? It's like, oh my God.
Click. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm out of service.
Yeah. Right. My
Oh.
phone's dead.
Yes.
I
I
love
was
him
in
to
the
pieces,
exact
but he-
situation where a canal was running this way and it had a jog this way. And he asked me what side of the canal I was on, and I was on the north side of the canal as it jogged. And he's like, it doesn't run that way, it runs this way. And I'm like, well, I know where I'm at.
100%.
So they're very helpful sometimes.
Yes, they are. They are definitely the hunters, right? Definitely the hunters. Got to fix
Yeah.
everything. So, but anyway, just be
Thank
with
you
your
so much
horses.
for sharing, Tony, with
You're welcome.
everybody. Like, we
You're
love
welcome.
hearing your guys' voices. We love seeing your faces. We don't care if your hair is brushed or not. Like, we
Oh,
don't.
well, sorry. I can unmute, but I don't even know what's wrong with me.
But your picture is super cute of those precious horses. So,
Oh, thanks.
is Leanna back yet, or did she leave us?
I think she's
Leanna,
Leanna.
hello?
Mary Poppins.
Does anybody else have a testimonial they want to share or a question while we're waiting for Leanna to come back? Anybody else have something they want to share with how what they've learned from Leanna is working for them?
So what you guys were talking about, slowing down with brushing your teeth, how many things do I do in my life that I am not slowing down? Going to the bathroom, eating. And I wonder why I have indigestion sometimes when I'm moving too fast when I'm eating, cooking, moving around the kitchen, tripping over stuff. It's like, why would I even need to do any of those things fast? That's not how I want to live my life, but it's like this pattern. I start go, 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 moving faster, faster, faster almost. It's very strange.
Because we are scheduled to get as much stuff done in a day, in an hour, than we possibly, more than we can do. I mean, that's just been us, is let's get all this done, get it done, get it done, get it done. And so brush your teeth, make your tea, make your breakfast. All of that is just get it done so we can keep moving.
And stressed out feeling in it,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
chest tight, jaw clenched, fast, fast, fast.
Yep.
Kevin, you want to go ahead?
So, Ronnie Clampett, I don't know if anybody here knows him from way back when,
Yes.
but he talked about unwinding the spring for the horse. They've got horses that are just so bound up, and literally all they're trying to do is save their lives. But now with us, we've been conditioned since we started this. We're going to have school boards, and I'm not picking on you, Sonny, but because you didn't start this, but we have school boards, and the bell's going to ring, and you're going to be in your seat, and this is what you got to do. And then the bell rings at the work, and you're going to be doing your, the whole thing has been make it happen, make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. Let's go, let's go, let's go. More.
Yeah.
And whole thing is basically tighten the spring. So us having this conversation, whereas we're looking at it and we're saying, oh, we're starting to unwind that spring. It's like I said, like after all the stuff that I've been going through now, for those of you that don't know, I'm 62, prior service. I was 11 years as a paratrooper in the Army, and all that, stand at attention and move forward and charge and all that. Okay. So unwinding all that takes a lot of time, and I'm not there yet. But I can actually feel now both of my seat bones. And I've been sitting on Summer for 5 years now.
That's awesome.
They ain't even. Of course, they're not going to be even. I got one leg shorter than the other, but
Feel 'em.
we feel them, not
Yeah.
just the spot. but I
Yeah.
can feel him.
That's awesome.
So don't be
Well,
hard on
thank you
yourself.
for your service, Kevin, and everything. And we love hearing from you and watching you. And
Yeehaw.
we do. And you have the most beautiful horse.
Well, thank God for her, because she's taught me a lot.
Yeah. Our best friends, right? They're family.
Horses heal what they didn't hurt.
That's so true.
Mhm.
That's so true and so powerful, Kevin.
So you were you did the I don't want to say Bengay, but it's the roper, the Indian roper from the reservation, right? Ashley, you know him. You know
Derek
him.
Begay? Or wait,
Yes. Yes.
are you talking about a specific team roper?
Yeah, I'm talking about the American Indian roper, cowboy.
Right. Derek Begay.
There's Derek Begay, Eric Rogers. I know those two.
Yes. So the American Indian says that the horse is medicine. They aren't, it's not just they're a horse and you ride them and all that. They're medicine. It's like that.
Absolutely. There's days where I just need to go be with my horse and my world changes.
Yes.
So absolutely. They're very healing. Leanna is back with us, but her connection, she's not.
Leanna, can you just get on your cell phone? Like just zoom in on your cell phone?
We'll wrap up our call.
Yeah. And listen,
Yeah.
this is, there she
There
is.
she is. For how long? We don't know. This has jacked my nervous system up, y'all.
We got this.
I'm all like over here going, why is my bandwidth low? And then I think it's because there's construction here. We don't know. But what I do know is that I needed that little bit of laughter because laughter massages your liver and liver is connected to anger, just in case y'all want to know why laughter is so important.
Oh, I need lots of that. My liver's been a little bit clogged.
Let me tell you. And that when you laugh, you actually, and this is kind of another thing, just daily life that carries a lot of wisdom in it. Yes, it is Starlink time. I'm going to need it, Jackie, because I can't. But
Yep.
that when you laugh, you actually engage your diaphragm and your core. And that is why that again, when you engage your lower diaphragm, you engage your core, you have access to your personality, your higher level reasoning. And so that's why playfulness, that's why that sense of lightheartedness, the sense of laughter, that goes into those regulatory rivers in our inner ecosystem. And so hopefully these conversations have been inspiring. I hear your stories, Jovita. I saw your post, your response today. It blesses my heart so much because these are the kind of conversations that need to expand into all parts of our world, with our families, through our businesses, through how we show up in life. And again, we're inspired by the horse because the horse was the first relationship to show me that truly communication happens from a sense of presence and nervous system to nervous system. And it didn't rely on my thinking brain. Doesn't mean I didn't use strategy, but it definitely relied a lot on how I carried myself and what that taught me. So again, this belongs in all parts of life, and we're going to continue the conversation. I'll record something that kind of gives a little bit more frame around what our conversation it was about today, so that way you all can hear it in one uninterrupted.
Well, and I want to share because it's time for us to close out.
Yeah.
I know we could just all sit and listen to Leanna, like she's just amazing. But I just want to remind everybody that we have big things coming up. Like we're like about to burst out the seams with excitement over here. We have swag coming. We have different things with Leanna we're going to be doing. We have plans of doing in-person stuff in the future. Like there's so many incredible things that we're about to do. We're so excited about swag, guys. Listen, I don't know when the hats are going to be here, but you got shirts coming and they're cute and they're cool. You're going to want to wear them. And they're 4th of July. So we're really excited. Like we've been busting our booties, and Lori Ross in the background currently busting her booty on it right now. That's why she's not here.
Mm-hmm.
But we love you guys and we thank
Love
you
you
so
guys.
much. And please share with a friend. Please share our links. Please invite in. This
Thank you
is
guys.
for everybody. You do not have to own a horse. Come to the Worthy Gatherings. Take my money. We're working on these, Jackie. We're working on, we all want the hats. Like we all, let me just tell you guys something.
They don't
Okay?
fit my tiny
Something real
head.
fast. We have had many blocks along this journey of getting stuff off the ground. Okay. So we've been trying our guts out and it's all coming. It's all about to come together. But we'll let you know, Jackie, when hats are available.
I want not a trucker hat. Just
Not,
a
oh yeah,
regular
we'll
baseball
have
cap.
trucker hats and the other hats.
Baseball cap. That's what I'm
Baseball caps.
Okay.
Yep, and have both. Yep.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for making them gender neutral.
You're welcome.
Because I've always been like, how am I going to walk around and keep my masculinity wearing Worthy Cowgirl?
Well, maybe we'll get a just Worthy Cowboy one. I don't know. We'll figure.
We'll figure it out. We ain't got to change it like that.
We might have lost
We might have
Leanna
lost her
again.
again, but we'll do what she does. We love you guys, and here's the heart.
Guys, I'm back to say goodbye.
Oh, is she here?
I just said goodbye because I'm going to be kicked off again, y'all.
Okay. Love you guys.
Sorry.
There's Leanna's heart for you.
Have a great week.